Understanding yourself. The most important journey of your life. Hey there, take a deep breath and exhale slowly. In the midst of life's hustle and bustle, among all those external expectations, have you ever really paused and asked yourself, who am I? Not, what do I do for a living? What do I own? Or, how do others see me? But rather, who am I, the real me? Deep down inside, do you know what your core values are? What's truly important enough that you'd fight for it? Live for it? What genuinely gives your existence meaning? Most of the time, we live in a noisy world. Noise from social media, from family, friends, colleagues, noise from societal standards, from invisible pressures. We spend so much energy trying to please others, to conform to molds, to seek external validation, and then, don't you realize? You get lost, you feel empty, even when you seem to have it all. You lose yourself in a maze of expectations. But I'm telling you, it's time to stop. It's time to end that meaningless race. The most important journey isn't exploring the outside world. It's the journey inward, discovering yourself. This isn't just a simple lesson. This is a call to action, a challenge to pause, breathe deeply, and start looking within. Understanding yourself isn't a destination, it's a lifelong adventure. But I promise you, it's the most valuable, most meaningful adventure you'll ever embark on. Why? Because when you truly understand who you are, everything changes. You'll make wiser decisions, not based on fear or pressure, but on the truth of who you are. You'll know what truly makes you happy, what drives you, and what's holding you back from growing. You'll build deeper, more meaningful relationships, because you'll attract people who align with your values and your authentic self. You'll live a life not just of existence, but a full, authentic, and meaningful life, guided by you, not by anyone else. Get ready, because this journey isn't for the faint of heart. It demands the courage to face uncomfortable truths, the patience to dig deep into your soul, and the commitment to live as authentically as possible with the greatest version of yourself. Are you ready? 1. Identify your core values, your life's compass. Did you know that the decisions you make every day, from choosing your career, to your life partner, to how you spend your money, are all shaped by something invisible yet incredibly powerful, your core values? So, what are core values? Simply put, they are the deepest principles, beliefs, and qualities you hold dear. They are the things you believe are right, important, and fundamental to a meaningful life. They act like an invisible compass, guiding your every thought, word, and action. When you live in alignment with your core values, you feel content, peaceful, and energized. Conversely, when you go against them, you feel anxious, stressed, and empty. You can have everything, but if it goes against what you truly believe, you'll never feel enough. Think about it. Do you value honesty, freedom, love, creativity, contribution to the community, personal success, family? Each of us has our own unique set of values, as distinct as our fingerprints. The problem is, very few people actually take the time to define them, and that's why many feel lost. Even when they seem to have it all, they're living by someone else's compass, not their own. How do you identify your core values? This isn't a simple multiple-choice test. It's a deep dive inward. Look back at moments you felt most proud. When did you feel truly yourself? Doing the right thing? What motivated you in those moments? Was it when you showed courage, compassion, or perseverance? Conversely, recall times when you felt deeply angry, frustrated, or hurt. What was violated? What went against your beliefs? Was it a lack of fairness that angered you? Or a lack of respect that hurt you? Imagine your ideal life. If there were no limits, how would you live? What would you spend your time on? Who would you be? Paint that picture in your mind. Make a list of words that resonate strongly with you. You can look up lists of values online for ideas. But ultimately, choose the words that truly speak to you. Then, narrow that list down to the 3 to 5 most important values for you. Remember, these are your values, not anyone else's, not your parents, friends, or society's. For example, if integrity is your core value, you'll feel incredibly uncomfortable lying, even for minor reasons. If freedom is your value, you won't tolerate a restrictive job, no matter how high the salary. If love and connection are your values, you'll prioritize spending time with family and friends over pursuing purely material success. You'll feel off if your relationships become distant. Why is living in alignment with your core values so important? You know, every moment you spend trying to prove yourself, To explain yourself to people who don't want to understand, to live a life that isn't yours, is a moment you're stealing happiness and energy from yourself. When you live based on your core values, you'll make decisions quickly and confidently. You'll have an internal compass, helping you determine the right path without confusion or needing others' opinions. Feel more content and peaceful. Internal conflict will decrease because you're living authentically, with nothing to hide or pretend. Attract the right people and opportunities. Those on the same wavelength, with similar values, will find you, and suitable opportunities will open up naturally. Have a clearer sense of purpose. Your life will no longer be a series of reactions but a series of conscious, clearly directed choices. If you've never done this, start today. Identify your core values, write them down, post them where you can see them daily, and commit to living by them. That's the first step to stop wasting energy trying to prove yourself and start building a life you truly love. A life guided by your authentic self. 2. Discovering your strengths and weaknesses, holding your true power. After identifying your internal compass, your core values, it's time to delve deeper into your personal map, your strengths and weaknesses. This isn't just about listing things. It's about understanding the tools you have at your disposal and the areas that need sharpening so you can operate at your highest potential. So you can become the strongest version of yourself. What are strengths? They are the innate or developed abilities, skills, and talents you perform naturally, easily, and often better than others. They are what make you shine, where you feel truly competent and energized. Think of them as your superpowers. Have you ever done something where time seemed to fly by? The work flowed effortlessly, and you felt energized afterward? That's when you're using your strengths. They don't drain you, instead, they energize you. Why focus on strengths? Many of us are obsessed with fixing our weaknesses. We're taught to improve what we're bad at. But look at truly successful people. Those who make a huge difference. They're not necessarily good at everything. They are people who have recognized and fully leveraged their unique strengths. You'll never be a world-class swimmer if you were born with legs that can't run. But you can become a great marathon runner if that's your natural strength. Don't try to be someone you're not. Don't try to be a pale imitation of someone else. Instead, find where you are truly strong and pour 100% of your energy into it. That's where you'll create the most value. That's where you'll feel most fulfilled. That's where you truly belong. Methods to identify your strengths. Self-reflection. List 5 to 10 things you do naturally well. What do people often ask you for help with? What do you learn very quickly? What do you enjoy doing so much that you lose track of time? Think about the compliments you often receive. Seek feedback. Ask trusted people around you, friends, family, colleagues, former bosses, what do you think my greatest strength is? You'll be surprised by what you hear. Sometimes, our strengths are obvious to others but invisible to ourselves. They see your potential clearer than you might. Personality, strength assessments. There are many professional tools like Gallup Strengths Finder. Via character strengths. These tools can provide deep and structured insights into your hidden strengths, helping you name them. What are weaknesses? Weaknesses are areas where you struggle, require more effort, or can drain your energy. Nobody's perfect. We all have weaknesses, and identifying them isn't about self-pity or self-punishment, but about gaining an honest view of yourself and deciding the best way forward, to address them if necessary, or to accept them. How to address and improve weaknesses. Acceptance. The first step is to acknowledge they exist. Don't avoid or deny them. Don't pretend they're not there. The truth is, they are. Assess impact. Not every weakness needs to be fixed. Some minor weaknesses might not significantly impact your major goals. Focus on the weaknesses that truly hinder you from achieving what you want. Those that are holding you back. Mitigation strategies. Learn and practice. For skill-related weaknesses, e.g. communication. Time management. You can learn, take courses, or practice to improve. Improve bit by bit. Delegate, seek support. For weaknesses you're not interested in or don't need to excel at, consider delegating them to others, in work, or seeking support, in personal life. You don't have to be an expert at everything. Leverage other strengths. Sometimes, the best way to compensate for a weakness is to maximize another one of your strengths. For instance, if you're not good with details, leverage your big picture thinking and delegate detailed tasks to others, rather than trying to do everything yourself and making mistakes. The difference between weaknesses and things you dislike doing. This is crucial. You might dislike doing accounting, but that doesn't mean you're bad at math. You might hate cleaning your house, but that doesn't mean you're incapable of neatness. Clearly distinguish. A weakness is an area where you genuinely struggle or lack ability. Something you dislike doing is simply a personal preference. Don't confuse them and limit yourself. The journey of understanding yourself is a combination of leveraging hidden strengths and intelligently facing your limitations. When you do that, you not only become more effective but also more confident. Because you know exactly who you are and what you're capable of. You'll stop wasting time trying to be someone you're not. 3. Understanding your personality. Decoding your invisible DNA. Have you ever wondered why you react a certain way in a specific situation? Why you feel comfortable in one environment but exhausted in another? Why some people easily blend in with crowds, while you prefer spending time alone? The answer lies in a key factor: your personality. What is personality? Simply put, it's the relatively stable set of psychological traits, attitudes, behaviors, and thought patterns that make you unique. It's not a fixed box you're trapped in, but a framework that helps you understand your natural tendencies. Understanding your personality is like finding the user manual for yourself. A book that not only helps you operate more smoothly but also helps you optimize your potential, helping you understand why you do the things you do. In the vast world of psychology, many models and tools have been created to help us decode personality. Some notable names you might have heard of: MBTI, Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. This is one of the most popular tools, classifying personalities into 16 types based on 4 opposing pairs: extroversion, E; introversion, I; sensing, S; intuition, N; thinking, T; feeling, F; and judging, J; perceiving, P. For example, you might be an INFP, the mediator, or an ENTJ, the commander. Enneagram. This model focuses on 9 core personality types, each representing a different worldview and fundamental motivation. The Enneagram not only describes how you behave but also delves into the underlying motivations of that behavior, your core fears and desires. Big Five, 5-factor model. This is a widely scientifically supported model, analyzing personality based on 5 main traits: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. You don't need to become an expert in all these models. The important thing is to find 1 or 2 tools that resonate with you and use them as a starting point. Don't just take a test once and forget about it. Take the time to read about your personality type. Reflect on whether those descriptions fit you, and observe how they manifest in your daily life. Ask yourself, is this true for me? Do I often act this way? Benefits of understanding your personality and others. Better self-understanding. You'll stop asking, why am I like this? And start saying, this is how I was made. When you know you're an introvert, you'll understand why you need alone time to recharge instead of forcing yourself into every social gathering. When you know you're a logical person, you'll understand why you prioritize logic over emotion when making decisions. Optimize your living and working environment. You can actively seek out jobs, relationships, and environments that suit your personality. If you're creative and flexible, a job with rigid, repetitive procedures might exhaust you. If you're conscientious and organized, a chaotic work environment might make you anxious. Create an environment where you can thrive, not one that drains you. Improve relationships. When you understand your personality type and those around you, you'll have a more compassionate perspective. You'll stop judging and start understanding. You'll realize that how someone reacts isn't because they're trying to be difficult, but due to their natural personality tendencies. An extrovert might not understand why you need personal space, and you might not understand why they need so much interaction. But by understanding personality differences, you can learn to communicate more effectively, respect each other's space, and build stronger relationships. Directed personal growth. Knowing your personality-related strengths and weaknesses, you can focus on developing necessary aspects. For example, an introvert can learn to improve presentation skills, but they won't try to be the center of attention if it goes against their nature. You'll grow intelligently, not blindly. One extremely important thing to remember: personality is not a limitation or an excuse not to grow. It is a tool, a compass. It helps you understand your starting point, but it doesn't define your destination. You might be an introvert, but you can absolutely learn to speak in front of crowds when necessary. You might have a tendency to worry, but you can absolutely train yourself to manage your emotions. Understanding your personality is like knowing whether you have a scooter or a truck. Both can get you to your destination, but how they operate and the tasks they're suited for will differ. You wouldn't try to haul tons of cargo with a scooter, and you don't need a truck to cruise around town. Understanding your personality helps you use your vehicle most effectively, helping you go faster, further, and with less fatigue. Take the time to explore your personality. Take tests, read books, and observe yourself in different situations. You'll be surprised by what you learn about your unique and wonderful self. Never stop learning about yourself. 4. Identifying passions and goals. Igniting your life's fire. Have you ever felt empty? Adrift, like a rudderless boat floating at sea? Are you going to work every day just because you have to? Living a life just because everyone else does? If so, that might be a sign you haven't truly connected with your passions and goals. And I have to tell you, these two things will light a fire within you, transforming life from mere existence into a meaningful, enthusiastic journey. What is passion? Passion isn't just a simple hobby. Passion is a burning fire in your heart, an intense desire that makes you forget time and space when you're immersed in it. It's something you do even without getting paid, something you constantly think about, something that makes you feel alive and energized. Passion doesn't have to be something grand or lofty. It could be painting, writing, learning a new language, helping others, solving complex problems, or even organizing things meticulously. It's the voice of your soul. How to find your passion? Passion often hides beneath the dust of a busy life, beneath the clamor of responsibilities and obligations. To find it, you need a bit of quiet and sincere observation. Recall your childhood. When you were a kid, what captivated you? What did you spend hours doing without getting bored? Those memories are often important clues to your first seeds of passion. Before the world imposed its molds on you, observe what makes you angry or frustrated sometimes. Passion isn't something you love, but something you're extremely unhappy with and want to change. If you find yourself constantly annoyed by injustice, perhaps your passion is fighting for justice. If you're frustrated by inefficiency, perhaps your passion is optimization and organization. Passion can stem from a desire to change something. Experiment and explore. Don't be afraid to try new things. Sign up for a painting class. Join a book club. Volunteer at a social organization. Learn to play a musical instrument. You'll never know what you're passionate about if you don't give yourself the opportunity to experience it. Step out of your comfort zone. Document moments of flow. When do you feel energized? Forgetting to eat or sleep? When do you feel truly alive? Record those moments and look for common threads. Those are signals from your own soul. What are goals? If passion is the fire, then goals are the path that fire will illuminate. Goals are specific, clear destinations you want to reach. They transform invisible desires into tangible action plans. Goals are the reason you wake up every morning, the motivation to overcome difficulties. Without goals, passion is just a beautiful dream. With goals, passion becomes reality. Why set goals? Did you know that the most successful people in the world aren't the smartest or luckiest? They are the ones who know exactly what they want and relentlessly strive to achieve it. Setting goals provides clarity and direction. You know where you're going and why. You're no longer vague about your future. Motivation and focus. Goals help you concentrate your energy on what matters most. Avoiding distractions. Ability to measure progress. You know how far you've come and how much further you have to go. This helps you stay motivated and confident. Sense of accomplishment and pride. Every time you achieve a goal, you'll feel incredibly satisfied and more confident. This feeling of victory will propel you forward. How to set smart goals. Have you heard a lot about SMART goals? This isn't just a slogan, it's a proven formula to turn dreams into reality. SMART goals are specific. Your goal must be clear, not vague. Instead of, I want to get healthier, say, I want to run 3 miles in 30 minutes. The more specific, the easier to visualize. Measurable. You must have a way to track your progress and know when you've reached your goal. Lose 10 pounds is measurable. Eat less is not. You need to know where you stand on that path. Achievable. The goal must be within your capabilities, though it might require effort. Don't set a goal so far-fetched that you get discouraged from the start. Set goals you can achieve if you put in the work. Relevant. The goal must align with your values, passions, and overall life. It must genuinely matter to you, not someone else's goal. Time-bound. Set a specific deadline for your goal. I will lose 10 pounds in 3 months is better than, I will lose 10 pounds. Deadlines create positive pressure and commitment. The difference between short-term and long-term goals. Your life is a long journey with many stages. You need both short-term and long-term goals. Long-term goals. These are the big dreams. The ultimate destinations in your life, e.g., becoming a successful entrepreneur, living in a different country, building a happy family. They might take years to achieve, but they are your lighthouse. Short-term goals. These are the small steps, the milestones you need to reach to get closer to your long-term goals, e.g., completing a new skill course, saving a specific amount of money, reading a certain number of books. They are the bricks you lay down every day. Remember, passion is the fire that ignites the desire within you. Goals are the path to turn that desire into reality. Don't let life pass you by without both. Take the time to find your passions, and then set specific, challenging goals to bring those passions to life. This is your moment to take the wheel of your life, no more drifting. 5. Self-acceptance and self-love, the foundation of true happiness. Have you ever looked in the mirror and only seen flaws? Do you often blame yourself for past mistakes? Do you compare yourself to others and feel like you're not good enough? If the answer is yes, you're not alone. Many of us live with a harsh, inner critic, who constantly criticizes and devalues us. And that's the biggest barrier preventing you from achieving true happiness and peace. It's a destructive voice that holds you back. It's time to stop fighting yourself. It's time to accept and love yourself. What is self-acceptance? Self-acceptance is not giving up on personal growth or becoming a better person. Absolutely not. Self-acceptance means acknowledging and embracing all aspects of who you are, including your strengths and weaknesses, successes and failures, the parts you like and even the parts you don't, without judgment or immediate attempts to change them. It's making peace with who you are right now, with all your imperfections. It's telling yourself, I am enough. Why is self-acceptance so important? You know, the energy you spend fighting yourself is a terrible waste. When you don't accept some aspect of yourself, you're creating an endless internal battle. This battle drains energy, creates anxiety, and prevents you from living fully. You can't be happy when you hate yourself. When you practice self-acceptance, you release energy. You no longer have to hide or deny your imperfect parts. That energy can now be used for growth, learning, and creating positive things. Reduce anxiety and stress. The fear of judgment, from yourself and others, will significantly decrease. You no longer have to live in fear of being exposed. Build self-confidence and self-esteem. When you accept who you are, you'll feel more worthy and valuable. You won't need external validation anymore. Foster true growth. It sounds paradoxical, but when you accept your weaknesses, you can truly begin to change them effectively, rather than trying to cover them up in shame. How to practice self-acceptance. This is a journey, not a destination, but you can start right now. Practice self-compassion. Instead of harshly criticizing yourself when you make a mistake, treat yourself as you would a struggling close friend. Speak kindly to yourself, encourage yourself, and recognize that everyone makes mistakes sometimes. Embrace your pain. Forgive yourself. Have you made mistakes in the past? Everyone has. Learn from those mistakes, but don't hold on to them forever. Let go of the burden of regret and forgive yourself. Mindfulness. Observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. When a negative thought arises, don't cling to it or try to push it away. Simply acknowledge its presence and let it pass like clouds. Journaling. Write down your feelings and thoughts. This helps you identify negative patterns and allows you to view them more objectively. Focus on what you can control. You can't control everything in life, but you can control how you react. Focus on what you can change and let go of what you can't. What is self-love? If self-acceptance is making peace with who you are now, then self-love is actively caring for, nurturing, and prioritizing your own well-being. It's recognizing your unconditional worth and acting in ways that honor that worth. Self-love isn't selfish, it's necessary so you can love and contribute to others fully. You can't pour from an empty cup. Actions that demonstrate self-love. Take care of your body. Eat healthy. Exercise regularly. Get enough sleep. Your body is your temple. Treat it with respect and love. Set boundaries. Learn to say no to requests that exhaust you and yes to things that are truly important to you. Protect your time and energy. Make time for yourself, whether it's reading, meditating, taking a walk, or pursuing a personal hobby. Create space for you to be yourself and do things you love. Avoid toxic relationships. People who constantly put you down, drain your energy, or make you feel inadequate. Reevaluate those relationships. You deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift and love you. Praise yourself and acknowledge achievements, no matter how small. Acknowledge your efforts and successes. Don't wait for external validation. Seek help when needed. No one has to overcome all difficulties alone. If you're struggling, don't hesitate to reach out to a therapist, friend, or family for support. That's a sign of strength, not weakness. Overcoming negative self-criticism. That inner critic is an old habit, formed over years, possibly from others' words or negative experiences. To overcome it, you need patience and consistency. Identify and challenge. When the critical voice appears, identify it. Ask yourself, is this true? Is there any evidence that this is true? Or is this just an old fear speaking? Replace with positive thoughts. When you catch yourself self-criticizing, actively replace it with a more positive affirmation, or a thought from a place of compassion. I'm doing the best I can, instead of, I'm useless. Find a supporter. Share your feelings with a trusted friend who will listen without judgment. Voicing what you're thinking can help you see the issue more objectively. Self-acceptance and self-love are the foundation for truly understanding and living a full life. When you love yourself, you'll have the strength to overcome any challenge, pursue any dream, and become the best version of yourself. Never sacrifice your inner peace and happiness to please anyone else. You deserve all the love and acceptance you can give yourself. Conclusion. The infinite adventure of self-discovery. You've embarked on a deeply internal journey. From identifying the core values that shape every decision, to exploring your strengths and weaknesses to optimize your capabilities, you've decoded your unique personality, understanding how you interact with the world, and ignited your fire by identifying your life's passions and goals. Finally, you've learned the most crucial lesson: self-acceptance and self-love, the solid foundation for all happiness and peace. Look back, you've learned that you have a powerful inner compass, your core values. Living by them is the key to feeling whole and on track. Never lost. You possess hidden superpowers, strengths, and areas that need attention, weaknesses. Embrace and leverage what you're best at, and intelligently address what you're not yet. Your personality isn't an excuse, but a tool to better understand how you operate and interact with the world, helping you optimize your environment and relationships so you can shine. Passion and goals are the fire and the path. They bring meaning, direction, and motivation so you don't just exist, but truly live, truly burn bright. And most importantly, self-acceptance and self-love are the foundation of everything. You can't give what you don't have. Only when you love and accept yourself can you truly love and connect deeply with others. And live a life without regret. A full life. How much time have you wasted trying to prove yourself? Trying to explain yourself to people who don't want to understand? How much energy has been drained by self-criticism and the fear of not being good enough? It's time to end all of that. Stop right now. The journey of understanding yourself never truly ends. Life always changes, and so do you. Every new experience, every new challenge will reveal another aspect of who you are. This is a continuous process of discovery, learning, and growth. See it as the greatest adventure of your life, an adventure where you are the protagonist, the storyteller, and the creator of your own destiny. Don't wait for permission from anyone else. Don't wait for perfect conditions. The perfect condition is right now. Right here, within you. Start today, right where you are. Stop, look inward, and listen to your own voice. You don't have to be perfect to start. You just need to start to become more perfect on your own journey. Be strong, be persistent, and always remember, you deserve to be understood, accepted, and loved, starting with yourself. Life is waiting for you. Live it fully, authentically, and meaningfully, as the wonderful person you were meant to be. Start now.